Hello, and welcome back to the Commander's Guide to Casting the Last Spell. I'm Jade Star, and probably joined by rambunctious background kitten Balana. Hello, cat. And today, we could be going to Lakeburg, which is the next natural progression spot. We also unlocked Runenburg, but it's a little more difficult. But we're actually going to go back to Gildenburg, and we're going to go explore the Apocalypse system. Most roguelike games have some sort of, do the same thing over with extra challenges. Hades has Heat, Slay the Spire has Ascension, that sort of a thing. And the last spell has Apocalypse. This is actually pretty new, and I haven't messed around with it very much. Or really at all. So we're going to select 6 points worth of difficulty things to unlock the next level. We're going to choose our perks, and then we're going to think about it. Realize I'm going to do something different, and I'm not going to need that point of movement nearly as badly as I thought I would. And then we're going to waffle between softening and extra essence. But we're going to take the essence. Lana, please don't attack the cords while I'm recording. Oh god, she's got my cell phone charger cord. No! And here we are, back in Gildenburg number 2. It's worth knowing that nothing actually changes between the havens, at least the layout. The layout's always going to be the same. We're always going to have the same ruins, the same starting facilities, the same starting walls. Also, this time, I remembered to rename them, the heroes, immediately. So we get Bradford, who starts with a pistol. Seems kind of appropriate. And we have a fighter with a hammer who we're going to rename to Serpentis. Serpentis? Serpentis? I forgot to look at their stats. Bradford actually comes in with extra movement points and extra momentum on the messenger trait, which is actually really good to start with the pistol. The pistol's main shot deals a lot of extra damage based on momentum. Just because Serpentis is going to be our fighter, the extra shield for more block. Put them, just changing around the starting equipment there. And we started with an elf, but that's alright, we'll make do. And the winner for the elf here is Habitually Red. And then I thought, they're very green for someone who's named Habitually Red. There we go. That's better. And then let's just make them really red there. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, they might not need that shield, but it shouldn't really matter. So night 1 is going to be largely the same between the runs. The first 2 nights, I'm not really going to do anything different. And the Apocalypse settings that I chose were 100% panic. And that's really not going to matter, because nothing's going to make it to the Haven the first night. 12% gold costs will, in fact, matter on the day phase, but not right now. And then what was the other one? Oh yeah, seriously wounded enemies gain 50% damage. So previously, I very comfortably left a lot of clawers wounded at the 2 blood drop state, the seriously wounded state, because it halves their movement and I think halved their damage output. So I hadn't played with Apocalypse a lot, and I was thinking, well, does the feral enemies or ferally wounded enemies, the bonus damage when they're wounded, does that 50% offset or override the wounded penalty? And the answer is it overrides. So a wounded enemy at with the 2 wounds symbol will actually do 50% more damage than when they're fully healthy. It's not great for my usual plan of wound everything and then just kind of leave them because they're sad and can't do any damage. It still cripples their movement, which is more than enough value to still make that strategy viable. You just have to be aware that you can't let one of those wounded ones gnaw on you, thinking it's going to be less damaging than a full health clawer. Actually, there are a couple of enemies that I'm really wondering how that's going to work out with. We haven't seen them yet, but those of you who have played, that's going to make boomers really dangerous, I For our first night, we got almost the same loadout as the first time around, except for Brad for having a pistol instead of a short bow. Now, the messenger trait makes it pretty great. He requires a step or two to ensure a kill with the pistol, but that's pretty doable. And I'm pretty happy with this. It's a pretty dense group for the first night, but we'll pick at it, and besides, we have so much distance to fall back to the walls. Again, not much I've taken on the apocalypse setting has really influenced how dangerous the knights are. Or, well, at least not the first nights. Always count your tiles. So here's where the feral enemies is going to matter. Habitually, Red's wand doesn't do enough damage to secure a kill. So we're going to be leaving a lot of them wounded. Which is fine, they lose half their movement, we'll get them next turn. I can't be near them. I was a little worried here that two enemies might be able to get on two sides of Serpentis. Serpentis? Yeah. But the way they moved, nope, only one. Was I looking for her traits? Because I kind of forgot what they were. A little less block, that's not great. Oh yeah, floppy, wonderful. It's a great trait when you're rolling a hero in like D&D or something. It's like, oh yes, my hero is floppy. The fun thing is that the grapple shot deals extra isolation damage. And it can cover ground, which powers the momentum for a follow-up pistol shot. It's great. You can see that if Bradford stands still, the pistol shot isn't a kill. He moves one tile, then it does become a kill. 3. 1. Might get some mileage out of Fatality again if we pick it up on the hero. Could have gotten one more hit in there before pulling back to energize. I kind of forgot my order of operations. Yeah, the wand has a minimum range, surprisingly. 1 again. Now, did I really need to be point blank with this cluster of colors? Not really. But the night's ending. I've got 4 mana regen. There we go. The pistol's a really fun weapon. Naturally, its only limitation is its short range. Besides being powered by momentum, the regular attack with it is unblockable. So blockers, splitters, other things with high block just don't have a defense for it. Entirely unnecessary, but we're regenning mana, so might as well have fun with that one. So, there we go. First night of Apocalypse. Didn't play out much differently than the first night of the first run. But there's nothing we can really do about that. The next nights. Well, night 2 is going to be pretty similar, but by night 3 you're going to see the huge difference in what I'm planning on doing with this haven versus the last one. As I reorganize here, essentially the first night or two is sort of kind of set. You don't have a whole lot to work with, and you've got all this rubble in the haven to clear out, and the most optimized thing to do is clear out that rubble first thing. So that's what I'm going to be doing next time. Thank you all for watching. I will see you very soon in the next night.